look in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, what I'm going to talk about in this particular episode of Shenanigans on the Jeremy Hill Show, we're going to talk about a young lady who was a track and field athlete who is facing assault and battery charges because when she was running, she took a baton and busted to the white meat. Her opponent that was running beside her gave us a fractured skull and a concussion. I'm sorry for stumbling. I'm going to get into that right now. Hit the notification bell, select the all option so you can get all my new content. Let's get into this thing, man. So I'm going to play a clip for those of you who are not familiar with the situation, and then we're going to get deeper into it. Hold on one second. Hope y'all doing all right. Like I always say, let's get it.
Everybody has feelings. So you're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right?
Alayla Everett is a decorated athlete and senior at IC Norcom High School. She would have never thought her trip to the Class 3 track and field state finals last Tuesday would take a drastic turn.
They're going off of one angle.
Alayla visibly emotional because of this video from the meet. This was a 4x200 meter relay race, and she and a Brookville High School athlete were rounding a curve on the track when they nearly collided with each other.
After a couple times hitting her, my baton got stuck behind her back like this, and it rolled up her back. I lost my balance, and when I pumped my arms again, she got hit.
It appears intentional, but Alayla says it was accidental.
But I know my intentions, and I would never hit somebody on purpose. I didn't have to see your first video, second video, 10th video. I know 100% that she won't do this to nobody.
Her parents outraged at the backlash. The IC Norcom relay team was disqualified, a ruling that a local USA track and field official finds questionable. He says a play-by-play look shows that the Brookville athlete was running closely to Alayla.
If a person comes up on the outside, they got to be a full stride ahead of me before they can cut in front of me.
The other family spoke with the news station in Roanoke asking for an apology from Alayla, something she wants to give, but she says the other athlete hasn't been receptive, blocking her on social media, and instead the Everett family was served with court papers.
And now we have to go to a city 3 hours away that everybody hates our guts already.
They're assuming my character, calling me ghetto, racist slurs, death threats, all of this just because of a 9-second video.
Now, the reason I played that for y'all, because I want y'all to see that even at an early age, that today's modern day black woman will learn or have learned how to gaslight, manipulate, lie, and don't take accountability. That woman busted that woman's head on purpose. All that BS about my arm got stuck and the baton went up and got stuck in the back. I used to run track. And I know damn well that don't happen. Now, we're going to keep going and get a little bit deeper in this thing. Hold on, this is crazy. So I wanted y'all to see this today. Then the parents are in the wrong for co-signing the BS. You get me? All right. Now, listen to this lady right here. Let's get it.
I guess she didn't like that. She felt like she was too close to her, didn't like that she was passing her up. And instead of just letting her pass or whatever, she decided to kind of lash out, in my opinion, and strike her in the back of the head with the baton. And the saddest part about this is not only has Kaylin Tucker, the student athlete, allegedly suffered a skull fracture and she's seen going to the side and completely falling out, which that could, and a concussion, and that could have been seriously dangerous. The parents of Alayla Everett, instead of having her take responsibility and admitting that she did this as an act of poor sportsmanship, they're on the news, talking to the news, saying this. Clearly obvious that the parents are to blame here. Not only did their daughter strike Kaylin Tucker in the back of the head with a baton that could have caused great bodily harm, not just the bodily harm that she suffered with the concussion and the skull fracture, which grown people understand the severity of doing that. Maybe a child doesn't. But then to come up with this story that Kaylin Tucker got in her lane, which we all saw was not the case. She didn't get in her lane until she was falling over after being struck in the head. And to not check on that child immediately and make sure that she was okay. I promise you guys that if the parents of Alayla Everett would have done the right thing, they wouldn't be served with this lawsuit and everything else they got going on. So the folks sending racial slurs and all that type of stuff, don't do that, because at the end of the day, this is still a child that clearly has not been taught accountability. As parents, you're clearly setting up your child for failure, getting on this interview with this BS.
Exactly. The parents are to blame for that too. As anyone can tell on these multiple angles, I think I have another angle to show you that woman that was passing her up while she was running got knocked in the head on purpose by this girl. She's a runner. She's a track star. She gonna beat your ass and you can't run far. If you ever heard that song. Now I'm gonna put on the screen a couple people who are actually track runners who gonna tell you their experience, and they also will tell you from their experience that this is a bunch of BS, that woman did that on purpose. Let's get it.
I've ran track, I've held a baton, I brought it home for the team a few different times, and obviously I don't believe that this girl did it on accident. I've been to plenty track meets, and never in any of my track meets has anyone accidentally gotten hit with the baton. Okay, no matter how close they were to tying, how close they were to bringing it home, no one has accidentally gotten hit with nothing, especially more than once. Based off the video, it looked like she was swinging pretty high up and bringing it down, not just once, but more than once, okay? And with that being said, the reason why it's so hard for us to believe that this was an accident is because out of all the track meets ever had, I don't really think that there's any incidences like this on file.
It isn't. It isn't any, because it doesn't happen. No one has done that in history. Can you imagine? Can you actually imagine how damn near impossible that is for that to happen? You run as fast as you can. She running the fastest she can as well, your opponent. And you have the time while you swinging your arm. So rear back, that's country. I mean, to raise your arm back and then to bash in the head 2 times. Now, who run like this with your arm way back like this and stretch out forward like that? Nobody do that shit there. That woman is a sore loser, and she did that on purpose. And she should be held accountable, as well as her whole family, for encouraging that behavior. Why I say the family too? Because they are encouraging their daughters to be a modern woman, a mustard back heifer. A man is going to get a hold of that woman, and she's not going to take accountability for the shit that she causes in that relationship. It's bigger than running track. And I apologize, I didn't mean to call this woman a track star. I meant a track athlete, the woman that you're looking at right now. But that's what I'm saying. These women are not getting the teaching that they need to receive at home. You need to get on these kids' ass, man. If you don't, the police gonna get on them. Someone may take their life, or they may get sued for doing something stupid, okay? Now let's keep going. Let me get it to you right here. My mouse must be... Sorry, y'all, my mouse's battery might be dying.
Incidences like this on file. I don't really think, I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't really think out of all the track meets that have been had, there are multiple instances where people were in close proximity of each other and they were trying to gain acceleration by swinging their arms harder and accidentally came down on the person next to them. That is why it's so hard for people to believe her story. Now, have there been multiple incidences on file of something like this accidentally happening at track meets? We all would have heard about them. It would have been a thing, and maybe they would started to change the baton to probably some type of foam, because this would be a constant reoccurring accidental thing when the racers are close to each other. No one's believing you because it just doesn't make sense. That's why.
Exactly. And she made a very valid point. If this was something that happened regularly, all right, they would have already taken some type of precaution to where it wouldn't happen again, wouldn't they? None of this has never happened in history, okay? For a track and field person. Never, all right? That woman just a violent mustard back heifer. That's it.
I'm a mustard back heifer, and when I run track and field, I knock all the bitches out the way because I'm gonna win. I'm a runner, I'm a trap star. I'm gonna beat that ass and you can't run far. Yeah, I'm a mustard back heifer, the remix, big baby.
I can dig it. Can y'all dig it? All right. I'll be hollering y'all pretty soon. Y'all take it easy now, you hear?